Don't ask what's in my cup. Hey, it's Yay. Hey, it's Yay. Hello, everyone. It's Yay. Back with another episode of Don't Ask What's in My Cup. And today, we're going to be doing a little reflecting, recapping, and things like that. But before we get into it, make sure you smash that subscribe button and follow me on social media at Sippin' with Yay. That's Sippin' No G-Y-E. Tune in. I have an announcement to make. Guess what? We are doing a giveaway. Get excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So we will be doing a giveaway. There are a few specific instructions that you will have to do in order to qualify. The winner, there will be 2 winners. They will be announced at the end of the month. So, you know, you have to stay invested, making sure you stay tuned in so you know what's going on. Making sure that you follow the steps. So step 1, you have to follow me on Instagram. You also have to make sure you're subscribing to my channel. And then on top of that, you also have to comment a specific word of the day. So each episode in February, I will be giving a word of the day. So you have to keep track of them in order to win. More information on that is to come, but make sure you're tuning in. Cool. I look forward to hearing from you all. Anywho, getting into today. So last month, I focused on small black businesses. Specifically speaking with 3 wonderful women about their motivations and challenges and affirmations throughout their journey in this small business world, okay? Definitely got a lot of wisdom from them. Definitely was very beneficial. Definitely learned some things, took note of some things, because I too am someone that's starting off and trying to get my business off the ground and things like that. So definitely felt like it was beneficial. And definitely wanted to highlight some of the things that I got from those different interviews. So that's what we're going to do today. First interview. Shout out to the magnificent goddess Umazi. Follow her on social media. The creative director. Okay? Like, Kenyan goddess, baby. Like, shout outs to her. Giving me a lot of like tough love, wisdom, respect. So much respect there. She talked a lot about carving the path out for like generational wealth, and like going back and giving back to her people, and also just figuring out your path. And like, it's sometimes not easy. And I think that that was really valid advice and very, very, very real. And so I appreciate that. She also pointed out that there is not a one-way track to get to where you're going. And I think that's very important, because everybody feel like you got to do this first, then this, then this, then this. And in reality, that's not how reality works. It just doesn't. You know, it's not a first you do this, then you do this, then you do this. Your story is what matters. So like, okay, I started right here, I went over here, did this, but let me talk, what did you learn from this? What's your story? Like, it's not a direct path. You're going to go like this before you end up making your path direct, okay? And that's okay. And I love that she brought that up, because it's okay that it's not a straight and narrow, because that's not how life usually is. Then she also mentioned this idea of staying grounded. So I am one that, like, I always preach, like, I gotta stay humble. I gotta, like, you know, I can't brag on myself too much, because I don't want to come off as vain or cocky and things like that. And she mentioned, like, you know, I don't know why we do that as people, as women. Like, why do we do that? Like, who taught us that? And I'm like, sis, you're right. And so what she's challenged us to think about is, instead of saying staying humble, say stay grounded. So making sure that you understand that somebody made a sacrifice for you to do what you're doing right now. and acknowledging that and appreciating that. Appreciating those sacrifices, because you wouldn't be here without that. Don't ever think that you're doing this on your own, or you did it. Yes, you did it. Shout out to you for making your own, doing your own actions and following and listening to your own voice. However, don't ever forget where you came from, who was there, who invested in you. Even if you don't know them directly, somebody invested in you. Somebody crossed that path so that you can do this. And acknowledging that and staying aware of that as you continue to succeed is very important. Then we had the momager boss lady, Tawanda, coming with the wisdom, coming with the faith, coming with the just life. Like, she gave me so much life and so much light. And when she was talking with her wonderful company called Wear the Vibe, so bringing her own creative designs to the like clothing industry. So, you know, tune in. She definitely said that there will be a Black History Month feature, so making sure you tune into that and purchase those things, following her on social media as well. Some gems she gave me, and when I tell you, I said, well, shoot, how you know? Like, how did you know? How did you know? Like, I know that I know I'm not the, first of all, I know I'm not the only one. However, secondly, I know how I get when it comes to doing stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe I should, or somebody else, or all these excuses come into play. When it's like, okay, now yeah, move out the way so you can do what you already are naturally doing, or what you're good at, or what's for you. Walk in your own path and stop distracting yourself from the path you already know where you're going. Like, you know your path. We just so afraid and like so distracted that sometimes we lose focus and we get in our own way. But we gotta get back on track, and we gotta figure out what that is and stay driven. Get out of your own head and just do it. She also talked about when doors close. What do you do when the door closes? A lot of times, and when you first starting, you get a lot of no's before you get some yeses. You get it's a lot of wait time. A lot of progress don't come overnight, basically. So you're really sitting there waiting for the acceptance, waiting for things to pop off, and it just doesn't happen overnight. Or you go one way, it ain't the right way. You go this way, it ain't work out. What do you do when them doors close? She said not to think of it as just to take it. She said, take it as a lesson and move on. Maybe you're done. Maybe that was a temporary part of your life. Maybe that wasn't for you. Okay, you thought it was for you and it wasn't. So you need to move on. So now you need to figure out how to keep going in spite of that. Yes, you probably put all your eggs in that, but that wasn't your direction. So you need to move on. What's next? You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You can't just stay stuck. And I do feel like that is sometimes the case when you are faced with disappointment. But we gotta use it as lessons and not just something that brings us down. It's more of like, what did we learn here? How can we move forward? Like that. I like that. And then lastly, we had the funky, fresh Jasmine. She brought us Essential Imani, which she has a soap brand as well as a music course business. So, check her out. Check her out. Again, these links are in the comments. Also, you can also just make sure you are following them on their own social platforms. So, make sure you're doing that. But yes, Jasmine, she in the music industry, like, come on now, music. And we talked a lot about, again, getting out of that lazy spirit. Lord, oof. Baby, when I tell you that hit home, because I am the ultimate procrastinator, okay? I'm like, I do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I give myself this much of a window. And I be like, I got to get it done. I got to get it done when I could have been prepared for it. I'm getting better, y'all. I am getting better. But we got to get out that lazy spirit. Like, lazy don't sound like we hungry. If you hungry, you ain't going to be sitting there just laying. You going to go get you some food. So you need to go ahead and go get what you desire just as bad. It ain't like Thor. You can't just go like this. Money, money, money. And it just think it's gonna come. Like Thor, you know, he do the thing and he just come. No, that's not how life works. You have to put effort in to get results. You can't just get results without any effort. So what you gonna do? Anywho, another thing she said is just do it. Again, I talked about you would be in your head telling yourself all of these results that woulda, coulda, shoulda happened. When in reality, if you just started it, you would know what would happen. It ain't nothing to it but to do it. And the worst that can happen is that it ain't for you. So move on. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be this. We are so afraid of failure, and it doesn't have to be that way. And I'm only speaking because I'm learning from it myself. Like, I'm really trying so hard to get out of this. Like, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I have this whole thing about, I have imposter syndrome a lot of times. And it's like, I know what I'm capable of. I know my potential. But I don't know. I just tend to self-sabotage things. And I'm like in my head and make myself feel so insecure in spaces that make me uncomfortable. When my light could shine and flourish if I just let it, you know. So it is like you just got to try and embrace it. Because you are different and it's okay. You have something and you got to let that light shine in order to get where you going. So thank y'all. Thank you all for coming on my show. Thank you for learning, like allowing me to gain the wisdom and the gems that you all had to provide. Because I know I needed it. I don't know if y'all got something out of it, but I got something out of it. And I needed that. I needed it. Especially right now. Okay? And then my advice, let me think. I think I got advice for y'all too. I kind of gave you similar to what they've already said. But also, just write it down. If you're afraid to just actually physically start it, write it down. I actually have a book. It says, she believed she could, so she did, right? And I just literally, every time I have a thought or like a project in mind, I'm just like, I just write it down. And then I listened to someone on Clubhouse the other day. And she said, instead of using a pen, how about you pull out a highlighter? Because when I tell y'all, I probably wrote the same thing about 10 times and 1,000 times in my life. And it's like, why do I keep writing the same thing down when I could just highlight it and actually do it? So, yes, write it down as they come to you. But once you tired of writing, get you a highlighter and mark those things. Because if it keeps coming up, it's probably more than likely a reason for that. And you got to embrace that. So that is my advice. Making sure you write it down. And if you felt like you've been writing too much, making sure you get that highlighter and highlight those things that's continuously coming up. Continuously getting embedded in you. Because I believe that everything happens for a reason. So clearly, if it keeps going on, if it keeps playing in your head, it's something that you needed from that. It's for you. So receive it. Okay? And that's what I'm going to leave y'all with. Because, you know, that's what I got. That's my little advice to you all. Thank you all for tuning in. This month, we are focusing on, again, Black history, Black heritage, as well as love. We have a few more special guests coming on. So making sure you all tune into that. But yes, I I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to what's to come. So make sure you all are tuning in. Again, the word of the day is bossy. Again, the word of the day is bossy. And that's all I have for the day. Again, once again, thank you for tuning in, making sure you got something from this, making sure you follow me on social media at Sipping with Yay. Also making sure you tune in for the sweepstakes and making sure you subscribe to my channel. I see y'all that's watching and not subscribing. I'm watching y'all. Fix it, okay? Come on now. Come on. Love me. Show me love. Anyway, go forward, share love, share light, and don't ask what's in my cup.